there are going to be people in the room that are there that you may not perceive that they're receiving what you're giving, but by creating the environment, by having that place where they can see the excellence, they can see the leadership, they can see the scholarship, that sets them up to live what they may not have even thought was possible for themselves. And so I have sought in my life to do the same. I went into the field of education after deciding to become a wife, because in my mind I said, well, when my kids are out of school, who's going to be with them? This is what I was thinking when I chose my career. Prior to becoming married, I was going to go to law school, and my uncle was pumping my head up. He's a lawyer. He's like, yeah, you're going to go to law school. You're going to be a lawyer. You can talk that talk. You got that. And my sister's real tall. He's like, you're going to be a model. You're going to be like the first Muslim model on the runway. So, your family members and community, they have these visions for you and what they see for you. And so when I decided to become a wife, I changed my major from English to pre-law, to English to English education. And so in staying with the community, which I always advocate for everyone, because we know what happens to the sheep that leave the flock. I always advocate to create a healthy, strong community environment, because even the ones that you don't anticipate, you wouldn't bet on, those are the ones who just might surprise you. And so, inshallah, I look to continue the work that was started by so many before me, that shaped me and so many others that are here in Houston and around the country with my husband, and continuing that work with Camp Khalil and all the other works that we do in the community. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. So I just want to give a few points about what I feel the Imam's training class had on me, the impact that it has had on me. I mean, excuse me. My app says that I've slept about 4 hours and 11 minutes last night, so it's a lot going on. So excuse me if my thoughts are just kind of scattered. So before coming to, I get my niqab was at Houston Masjid al-Islam. Actually, Imam Omar Shakir married my wife and I 2001 or so. 2001 or 2002. I can never get it right. So the wife always gets on me on that. Yeah. I got to blame it on the sleep. Yeah, okay, yeah, please. So prior to that, I was actually teaching in the city before becoming involved with Houston Masjid al-Islam and the Imam's training class. But I think the impact that the Imam's training class had on me, so going in, some of the technical skills I had in terms of the Arabic and the Aqidah and the surahs and things like that. But I think the biggest impact that it had on me was the OJT and the case studies, right? That was very, very important. And I think today it has made me a better marriage counselor. So much of my time is spent with marriage counseling. To so much degree, we actually just put on a very successful marriage retreat. I think it was a couple of weeks ago, and looking for part 2 and part 3 this year and the beginning of next year. But just some of those skills in terms of leadership, just general outside of just giving the khutbah, right, and doing janazas and things like that. And so those techniques are very, very important for leadership. And so I think that is one of the greatest impacts that I think that it has had on me, but also the brotherhood. we don't, I don't see my brothers as much as I would like to anymore. But these are brothers who, they call you picking up the phone on the first ring, right? You're seeing how you can come and you can help and you can get involved. But I'm grateful that one of the things that Imam Wazir gave is he gave us a platform. I've been in masjids and communities where the imam, I've had that experience where the imam tries to hold you down, right? Because for whatever the case, maybe he's intimidated or whatever else that's going on with him psychologically, and you could see the proof is in the pudding. Imam Wazir, he will work you in your places, as the Quran says, and he sees what skills you have, and he gives you that trampoline to just kind of to bounce off, and to give you even better wings. And so not only was I afforded the opportunity to teach, to lead, and to serve, to work, because I'm an accountant and finance guy in my business life, and so I work with that as well. So that's the greatest impact. And I want to say one of the things that Imam Muhammad, rahimahullah, he gave a talk called on responsibility. It's around about 1985, 86. And one of the things that he said was some men spend years just gaining knowledge, but can't apply one principle to get results. Right. And he talks about this often. A couple of years ago, I wrote an article called "The Case for the Bivocational Imam," and the article has had over 20,000 views. And most of the views were people who were outside of our association. I also do a lot of work in other communities. So, for example, later this evening, I have to speak and MC an event in another community. Right, and one of the things that they always have is they see their imam, as Imam Omar Shakir says, as just the prayer boy, right? And they're always the biggest problem with the imams of their communities is they don't make enough money. That's one of their main complaints, and they'll work 24/7, cookie cutter Islamic teaching programs, and just somebody to lead the prayer and babysit folks' children. And I believe our community tells us that, no, you... And so I challenge you to find, 10 imams in our association that doesn't do something else outside of just being an imam. Because that's very, very important, because you can be free right there. And so me, it's like, I'm trying to count, dhikr on one hand and dollars on the other, right? Because I just know the importance of that in terms of building community and giving back to our people. So, assalamu alaikum.
All right. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Ali Rashid, for those who don't know. I grew up in this community. My whole life I've been here. And I come from a family of imams. Imam Wazir is my uncle. And Abdullah Rashid is my brother. And Imam Abdullah Rashid is my father. So I was here when we were in church. And I witnessed the destruction and the rebuilding of the masjid. So growing up in the community, I've always felt a certain calling. I don't know whether it was because I come from a lineage of imams or not, but I've always felt the need to help others. And I gained some sort of satisfaction from that, whether or not I received something back or not. I felt that it was the right thing to do. So coming up in the masjid, as I got older, I started to look for guidance. I started to look for mentors, and I would ask Allah to guide me. So I got married at 20, and we all know that is a big step. And by the mercy of Allah, Imam Wazir approached me and asked me to join the leadership class when I most needed leadership in my life. So, joining the leadership class, I came in thinking that, okay, I'm going to learn all this knowledge and I'm going to just come out and start giving coupons. And this and that, right? But first, I had to learn how to identify my own weaknesses and improve on them. So I think it was a month into the class, and we already had assignments. We had Taleems to host, and I had to start holding myself accountable for my own actions. Okay, did I do what I was supposed to do? Did I organize my Taleems the way I was supposed to do it? Because it would show. It would show throughout your actions and everything. So from my experience with the leadership class, it has helped me become a better man and a better leader all around the board because I'm able to identify everything that I need to excel. So I'm a computer programmer, and I learned something in the class that helped me excel at that. I would read textbooks, but I wouldn't actually sit there and think about the philosophy, think about what actually goes into how the steps to get this done. So I forgot exactly where it was in the class, but we had I think we were talking about a hadith. I don't remember the exact hadith, but basically I was just skimming over text, and I realized I did the same thing when I would read the Quran. And once I sat there and started thinking about the steps and thinking about the philosophy, it started to become natural in my habits. I started to live the philosophy. I started to take action. It was no longer just knowledge, and it just started to flow out of me. And I just wanted to share that and say that is one thing that the leadership class has. Well, it's helped me in many ways, but that is a very important way that it has helped me. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Darian Turner. I'm in the leadership class with Ali. I guess the main thing I could say that I've gotten out of the leadership class is, I guess when I first joined the leadership class, I didn't really realize what I was asking for. I think I came to Juma one day and he made an announcement about it, and I approached him afterwards. I was like, hey, what's going on? I'm interested in the leadership class or whatnot. And so I was asking him about it, and when we first started, I was kind of nervous about it because I've been coming here. I think the first time I actually attended, it was after Ike, so we were outside. So I've been around for a while, but I just had never really been active in the community. I would just basically come to Juma and then go home. So I didn't really know anybody. But once I got into the leadership class, I just feel like I pretty much just got everything I wanted out of the community. Just being able to be involved, to know the different people in the community. I hadn't got that before. I don't know if it was just a lack of trying or what, but just the leadership class to me, it just it kind of gave me the foundation. Knowledge. I remember the first thing he said, I'm going to approach the class as if you know nothing at all about Islam. So just from that approach, to me, I felt it was very beneficial for me in getting a solid foundation and just becoming active in the community and being more involved. And that's pretty much what I wanted out of the class. So that's one thing I appreciated from the class.
I'm out of my lane, but I know there's two people over there that have things.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you're good.
All right.
We found them. All in the family.
Oh, okay. Well, alhamdulillah, assalamu alaikum, Ramadan Mubarak.